we wanted to make sure that we were improving glycemic control with less insulin use, because as you said, I mean, you can push HbA1c down with more insulin. And I'm sure the pumps play a bit of a role in that, you know, because they can give insulin a bit more effectively. So if someone's just kind of, I guess, not paying too much attention to their diet, their pump could be delivering huge doses of insulin over the course of the day and then over the years. And then those high levels of insulin in that person's body can lead to issues, even if their HbA1c is like perfect or really well controlled. And so I think that's a great point. And that's a big kind of part of my thesis, is not just being tunnel driven on HbA1c, but saying, you know, we kind of have this overlap now of type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. If you ask an endocrinologist, can someone with type 1 get type 2? It's like, no way. Insulin resistance is a type 2 thing. It's not a type 1 thing. That's what separates them. But that's not really true, because we have people with type 1 using large doses of insulin for many, many years, because that's what they're told to do and that's how they're staying alive. But they become resistant to that insulin, and then they end up with not only insulin resistance, but also hyperinsulinemia. And yes, they do run into the same challenges as people with type 2. We don't call it type 2, but, you know, they have increased waist circumference, higher BMIs, they have high blood pressure. And then, you know, they already had an increased risk of heart disease, and now it's like double, right? Because it's the type 2 and the type 1 together. So yeah, that is a big kind of point I'm making, I guess, because I know that with our HbA1c reduction, you know, some people might come along and say, oh, well, it wasn't that great. You can do this diet and get the same result. But from my knowledge, there's no other diet that can achieve a reduction in HbA1c with a reduction in insulin at the same time.